Welcome to Before Your Eyes. We're going to be jumping straight into a new presentation of an exciting product. The release of version 5 of the AI development system. I'm going to take you through it rapidly through a presentation. There's a PowerPoint, there's a manual, there's a YouTube video, and there's of course this direct system with built-in embedded samples. So essentially, the PowerPoint takes you through an array of sample information that you can look at and see the different systems and how they interact to get you ready for what you're going to experience. So with that said, let's look at the system itself. Here we have the system, and all you have to do is quite simply is from the email that you saw and received, there's a hot link click. You click on that, it will open up this website's here. You press that blue button over there, and instantly you have embedded data that portrays itself. In this case, we're looking at a balance sheet over multiple years, and we can already start to see the accuracy and the lineage of the various items. We can immediately switch between visual view and analog view in terms of what those numbers represent. Switch back again. We can play it in and out through time and see the changes that take effect. And of course, we can look at it more closely and have a two-dimensional view of the analytics. The show table is interfering with the 2D analytics. I apologize, I'll have that fixed in the next round. But essentially over here, we have the 2D analytics of that portion, the one shown in the system. And then we have some exciting stuff. We are able to, on the fly, change data sets, hit that load button again. Here we have a new data set. This is the total US fiscal system. We've debated it before. It's the largest set that I have got at $70 trillion spread over 50 odd years. And on top of that, to make it even more exciting, we've now built in a projection system. And the projection system allows you to look at this situation or add, say, 20 periods, if you so choose. It's waiting for the level of growth. And we'll say at a low growth, we just want to see what the US economy looks like. And there's that extra 20 periods built in there. And we can float them out. Now we're able to see what it would look like 20 years from now in terms of the seismic nature of what's going on in terms of the growth factor based on a formula based on regression analysis with an emphasis to current time. So it's pushing forward what we saw before into something that is far more substantial, something that we could get our eyes to accept the nature of what we're looking at. We also have the ability to drill down. And let's choose, for instance, net worth. This is a balance sheet of the US government. So here we can see immediately a drill down into an area, and I'm going to reset that. And here we have that. I'm just waiting for it to show itself up. Fractional delays, as you can see. And let's find something that we can relate to from the net worth here. Okay, so let's double click, again, took us all the way down, and then we have 1.1. If we had to go to tables, that 1.1 will be highlighted and brought to our attention, and we'll be able to see what it looks like. So we've got drill down, and then we also have another key feature in this version to look at, and that will be the ring level. Let's say we just want to see, as you can see there are various rings, we just want to see the grandchild level in the index. This will give us that perspective of seeing that level and what's going on. The greatest growth in intensity is pensions, miscellaneous assets. That's the borrowing of the country against the pension obligations. It's a very large number. It's in the, as you know, it's in the trillions, and we might want to, for that matter, go back down and see a second level. If there is anything at that level. Fairly interesting to see it at the outer levels where the data actually occurs. I'm going to switch to a different data set to make it even more realistic. These are electronic sales, and for that we need to go back to where it was, load the data, of course. I made that mistake. Here it is. Here's an exquisite data situation with multiple items as they come into their prime and as they fade away. It's electronic sales, which are technical in nature. They come in with a fad and blow out as well. And here we still have, let's see what we've got. We've got the 20 periods that we were at before. We're at low growth. Let's go to a medium growth factor. We can change the table. We can see how it's affected it. And then linked to that, we saw the different ring levels. But we're also able to, I'm going to keep it at parent level. And if we wanted to look at the outer level, it would be like that. It's 1 to 12. There it is there. Quite simply, what's happening is you see the dark area there. That's because this hasn't been filled in. I didn't take it to the full time period. There it's gone. And now you can see it clearly all the way through with the projection section ahead of it. What we're able to do is to enhance this one more time by effectively looking at it from the point of view of the node, or alternative for the parent node or the child node or the grandchild node, to get a greater level of granularity. Press that, and the granularity has increased. And we can see a different spectrum of the data. Of course, we could always, instead of doing the 20 periods, we could just bring it back to current. Those were the originals. Bring it back to what it was. And here we have a fairly interesting, I think, display of what the system is actually able to do. So together with the PowerPoint, the manual, and everything else that goes with it, I think you have the ability to review and get a good interpretation of the system. I thank you once again for watching. Martin Kagan.